Oh, that's so good. Hello everyone, welcome back. I am really excited because today is going to be my first video in a series or a type of video that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and that is dancewear reviews. I know for me, it can be really hard to place orders online when you're not really sure what the sizing is like, what the quality of the brand is like if you've never ordered from them before, and so I often find myself looking for this type of information. So I thought, I have a lot of leotards, so maybe I could contribute to the conversation, try to help you out if you are looking into any of these brands. So today I'm gonna start with Bodile. I'm not sure, maybe it's Bodile. I really don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but Bodile is what I hear most frequently, so we're gonna stick with that in today's video. Please don't come for me in the comments if I said it wrong. But this is a really beautiful Australian brand. I don't own a lot from them because it is a little bit of a pricier brand, especially for me because I live in the US and shipping from Australia can be quite expensive. So by the time you actually pay for the leotard and shipping, it's even more expensive. But I do have a few pieces, so I did want to share a little bit of my experience, especially with sizing, because Bodile is one of the brands that I had the most difficulty knowing which size to order. So let's get into it. So the first item I want to start with is the Ballerina wrap. So this is a knit waist wrap, and you can see it has really pretty fringe detail along the bottom. And this is the first knit wrap purchase that I ever made. I saw it on social media and was definitely influenced by their beautiful photos. If you're looking on their website, this is the color Juliet, and I do believe there's 2 shades of pink that they offer. And I think they do a pretty good job in the photos of displaying the true color. I will say this one was a touch more pink than the photos. The photos look a little bit more peach, but it's this really beautiful blush ballet pink. And then I think the other pink they offer is a little bit more on like the bubblegum end of the spectrum. But what I really recommend, and this isn't just for Bodile, but for all brands, is if you're interested in buying a piece, especially if it's something that's a little more expensive, is to go to their social media accounts and look at photos that other people have posted and tagged them in, because I find that often the photos and the videos that people post online wearing the items are a little bit more true to color, or at least you can see the different shades that it takes on in different lighting. What I really like about this is that it does have a decent amount of stretch to it. So you can see as I'm holding it up, you do get a good amount of stretch. So I'm gonna put all my measurements in the show notes as well, but my waist is about a 27.5 to a 29.5, depending on the time of month. If you know, you know. So as you can see from this footage of me trying it on, it does wrap all the way around my waist, and I'm able to tie it in the back. I don't have a ton of extra room, but it does fit. And I like the length of it. It's really pretty. And it's funny, I actually had someone ask me when I first bought this and I had it on in class, like, do those actually work, or is this just more of a fashion statement type of thing? And while they are very cute and definitely a fun accessory, they really, really do work. I'm someone that has had ongoing back issues, lower back issues, and it is always crazy to me when I wear this, and I'll wear it, usually for the first like 30 minutes of bar maybe before I take it off, and there is always a big sweat band around where this was. So they definitely do work, and I actually really recommend them as an added layer if you're someone who has a stiff lower back. They're awesome, and I really love it. I've washed it. You definitely don't dry these. You want to wash them delicate, if not by hand even, but I would just wash it on a delicate cycle, lay it out flat to dry. Definitely do not put it in the dryer. And then I always love that Bodile puts their little gold charm on the back of all their stuff. I give this 2 thumbs up. It has worn in well. I've had this for probably close to 2 years. It's still in great shape. So with sizing on this one, if you are more plus size, you might only be able to wrap it around your waist and tie it once, whereas if you do have a waist that's a little bit more towards my measurements or smaller, you would be able to wrap it around twice, tie it in the back. But either way, you will get really good warmth out of this, and it's a really, really beautiful item, a fun and functional accessory, so I definitely recommend it. Customer service for Bodile, I will say that they have excellent, excellent customer service. So I have contacted them a few times about just different things, specifically getting into the leotards, about about sizing, and they are so quick to respond. I don't think I've ever waited more than 24 hours for a response from their team. So definitely recommend, if you're shopping and you're a little bit unsure about sizing or anything regarding an item, reach out to their customer service team, because in my experience, and again, this is just my experience, maybe someone else has had a different experience, which, by the way, if you have had different experiences with these brands, I completely welcome you to leave your comment, leave your experience, because I would love to know. I'm just one person, and so this is just my personal thoughts and opinions. But my experience with their customer service team has been great. Okay, now moving on to the first leotard. This is the Ophelia style in leopard print, and it's a spaghetti strap leotard. The straps are adjustable. You can see one of the things, like I mentioned earlier, that I love about Bodile is that all of their hardware is gold, in addition to this cute little gold charm that's on the back of the leotard. As someone who loves gold and prefers it to silver, I love the little gold touches. So you can see even the adjustable straps on this are golds, and the little loops are gold. Just really pretty. It gives it kind of a elevated high-end feel. So this leotard I saw again on social media, and as a massive leopard print lover, I knew that this was going to be on the wish list. Like I said, Bodile tends to be a little bit more pricey, so this was one that was a Christmas present from my sweet husband, and I absolutely love this leotard. So let's start with quality. Out of the box, it is just made really well. I love the seaming on this style of leotard, and then Bodile does this with a few of their other styles where it has this really beautiful, almost corset seaming that I think is just very flattering. And then it has this really beautiful mesh piece at the top, and it's just really nice detail. The leopard print is velvet on this. I personally love it, and I think that it makes the velvet look high end. I know sometimes leopard print can look cheap if it's not done well. I think that this looks very high end, and especially in person. I know, seeing things on camera it's a little bit different, but in person I think this looks like a really nice, well done, high end velvet print. I love the adjustable straps. I think that that is definitely very helpful when it comes to sizing, because you do have a little bit more wiggle room with how pulled up you want to be in the chest area. It gives you a little more wiggle room if you have varying, torso length. So I think it was really smart of them to do the adjustable straps. So now talking about sizing, this is the smallest size I have ever been able to purchase in a leotard. So the way Bodile does their sizing is they do extra small / small or small / medium. So this is an extra small / small, which I am pretty much firmly in the medium category across most brands. So I will say that, and I've heard this from other adult dancers too, that I think Bodile, for the most part, you might end up sizing down in their leotards, especially anything sleeveless. As you can see in this footage, it is pretty snug through the chest. There is a chance that I may have been able to size up and do a small medium, but in the sizing information for this Ophelia style specifically, they did recommend sizing down if you were in between sizes. So I followed that recommendation. Again, I reached out to their customer service. They responded super quick and said for this style specifically, you probably want to go down if you're in between, which I am right in between on the line of their size chart for this specific style. So I went down, it does fit. Another thing too to keep in mind is that most leotards, and this goes for any brand, they do tend to stretch out a little bit over time. So for me personally, I always prefer to start on something that's a little more snug, knowing that it'll probably loosen up a little bit over time. I just think it's a very flattering leotard, very pleased with the quality, and I definitely think that if you're gonna spend a little bit more on a leotard, I don't think you'll be disappointed in this one.
Did you want to be part of the video? Huh? Did you want to be part of the video? Yeah?
Okay, so next is the Saskia leotard. This is the one that I see a lot of people buying. It's very flattering. Again, I think this is a cut that's pretty universally flattering. It has the really beautiful square neck and again, the gorgeous gold hardware, gold clasp, and the little gold detail on the back. I did get this one secondhand. So I got this one off of TuTuList. So it's not in perfect condition. I don't know how long the previous owner had it and how much they wore it. It is a little bit worn in, but I got it for $25. So I was pretty excited because I believe this one goes for over 100 in US dollars. So one of the things I love about this leotard style and about this brand is the mesh sleeves. The mesh is very soft and thin, not thin in a bad way or a cheap way, but I have worn leotards where the mesh, especially if it's on the arms and like in the crease of your elbow, if it's too stiff and rough, it just doesn't feel good on your skin. And this leotard, the mesh is very soft and just very comfortable to wear, so it feels good on. It's still got a nice little bit of compression, but again, very soft, very comfortable. The square neckline I think is so flattering on literally every adult dancer I've seen in this leotard. I think it looks fantastic on. Very flattering shape. The fabric of the body of the leotard is also very, very soft. And this one has a bust liner. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not the best person to give feedback on leotards when it comes to support because I have pretty small boobs. I'm a size barely A, so probably don't come to me if you're looking for advice on which leotards are the most supportive. I'm not your girl, I'm sorry. I do have friends that wear this brand that do have larger chest size and they seem to really like this style. So for this leotard in sizing, I am actually a small medium, but I am really glad that in this cut with the sleeves that I did get a slightly larger size. I'm not totally confident that an extra small would fit me in this cut because of the sleeves. I don't know if that is across the board for this brand, but I will say, again, in my personal experience, that it does tend to be the case for leotards where if you're on the line on the size chart, if it's a tank top or a spaghetti strap or a halter or something where there's not a lot happening in the shoulders and the sleeves, that it's a little bit safer to size down, whereas if there are sleeves, you probably want to size up. So that was definitely the case for me here. Like the Ophelia style with the spaghetti straps, it was fine for me to size down. In the long sleeve Saskia style, I think sizing up was the right move. Okay, so now for the last two items, and these are like my holy grail items when it comes to Bodile and just honestly dancewear in general. I'm gonna try not to move these too much because they're probably making sound. Although I will say for sauna wear, I think that this is a much more quiet fabric than some of the other pieces that I've tried and seen people wearing where like when you walk, it's like it makes a ton of noise. I do feel like this is a little bit more of a quiet fabric, but I'm gonna try not to make too much noise since I know the microphone is right here. But I absolutely love Bodile's sauna line. I have two of their jumpsuits. I have the short version and the long version. Straight out of the box, quality-wise, when I opened my first one, which I bought the short one first, I was so impressed by the quality. I absolutely love the velvet detail down the side. I love the velvet ties. It just feels very well constructed. Everything about it feels high quality. Another thing I love about their sauna rompers too is that the fabric does have a little bit of give, and I don't want to say stretch, but it has a little bit of give to it. So when you have it on in class and you're doing plies and combres and things like that, it just moves with you in a way that's really nice. You don't get that constricted feeling. I have a couple other pairs of warm-up pants that just have almost zero stretch. And so every time I go to do a plie, it's like I have to hike them up before I go down. It's not the case with these. These have a really nice level of stretch. Sizing wise, extra small, which is wild to me because I'm not, like I said earlier, I'm not an extra small in anything dancewear related usually, but Bodile tends to run on the larger side. So this is another item where you can size down, at least in my experience. But again, going back to customer service, I reached out before I purchased and they gave me guidance, and their guidance was spot on. They got back to me really quickly. So I love these sauna suits. The short one is really fun in summer if you still want to be able to get like your core and your hips warm, but it's a little too hot to wear the full length suit. I love the short one. It's very cute, very flattering. I love the drawstring at the waist so you can kind of cinch yourself and it can still be a little bit more flattering. Really cute and very high quality. I've had the short version for probably 3 years, maybe a little bit more, still in fantastic shape. I got the longer one probably 6 months later. I wear both of these all the time. These are my every class warm up. I don't really wear my other warm up options a ton because I just so prefer these sauna jumpsuits to every other option. One of my absolute favorite features of the full length sauna jumpsuit is the pockets. Not only does it have front pockets, but it has back pockets. And as a pocket loving girl, I really appreciate it because I actually do use them. It's great to just like slip your cell phone in, especially because I tend to run errands sometimes after class and I'll have my jumpsuit on, and so it's great to have pockets to like throw your wallet or your keys or your cell phone in. So I just think they really thought this through. Like, this is a very well thought through design and something that I think is going to last me a long time. Regarding washing sauna wear, just in general, I always use a delicates bag and wash them on a delicate cycle in like lukewarm or even cold water. You don't want to wash them hot, and you don't want to wash them not in a garment bag because the fabric can snag on zippers and other things that might be in that load of laundry. So definitely use a delicates bag when you wash these, and they will last you a really long time. Another thing I love about the Bodile sauna jumpers and why I wear them so much is because they really, really do work as far as getting you warm. I like to wear these for most of bar, honestly. Like, sometimes I'll start with the romper pulled all the way up, you know, the straps on my shoulders, and then 20 minutes into class, I'll roll it down and just wear it as the pants. And I'll usually go through most of bar like that. And by the time I take them off the end of bar, I am so sweaty and so warm, and I love that. So if you're someone who really likes to get a good sweat, you will love, love, love these products. I think they're absolutely fantastic. Another thing to think about if you are shopping their sauna range on Bodile's website and you're unsure if you want to just get the pants or do the full jumpsuit, because they do have both. You can just buy the pants. Probably the thing that was the biggest decision maker for me in springing for the jumpsuit versus the pants is that you can always make the jumpsuit into pants, but you can't make the pants into a jumpsuit, if that makes sense. So like for me, a lot of times, like I said earlier, I will partway through class or even going into class, I'll wear the jumpsuit just rolled down, like you can see here. So you can just wear this as pants and modify it that way, but it is really nice to have the option to pull it up around my back. So if you're on the fence between the pants and the jumpsuit, my personal opinion is to spring for the jumpsuit because you can roll it down into pants when you don't want to wear it as the full jumpsuit. I really hope that this video was helpful for you guys. If you're looking to purchase anything by Bodile, again, I would love to hear your experience in shopping this brand if you've had any. So please feel free to leave your information about sizing, your feedback about customer service, all that stuff in the comments for your fellow adult dancers, because it's a little hard out here, I think, for adult ballet bodies trying to navigate sizing and quality and fit and what works for, you know, a more normal body. So definitely feel free to leave your feedback and your experience with Bodile in the comments. I would love to hear it, and it will really help your fellow dancers who might be watching this and wondering what size and what style they should purchase. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great week of dancing. Bye.